The Tale of the Champions. A diminutive guardian who traveled backward through time. And the great calamity they faced. What's up, everybody, and welcome to my Let's Play of Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity.
Listen well, soldiers of Hyrule. In our long history, we have scarcely faced a threat of this magnitude. The years have passed quickly since Calamity Ganon's revival was prophesied. Yes, we have unearthed the divine beasts and filled volumes with our knowledge of ancient relics. But a barricade of books will not protect us. Because this way surges a horde like we have never faced before. Even now, the enemy is clawing for our throat. For Hyrule Castle itself. We must exterminate the monsters roaming Hyrule Field. Thus, we'll begin our renewed effort to stop the Calamity. Here, now, go forth! And be brave for your kingdom!
Alright, everybody, what's up, and welcome to my Let's Play of Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. So, this is the very first mission of the game. The game literally throws you straight in, nothing about it, no menus, anything. You literally just straight into the first battle. So, obviously, first things first, you press Y to do regular attacks, and X will give you a stronger attack. And we have a unique action with ZR, and your special action right there, I darted through a pile of enemies, but earlier I did a spin attack. Depending on how many times you press Y, you get a different special attack. So if I press Y once and then X, Link will do an uppercut. If I press Y twice, then X, Link will hop on his shield like that, and if I press Y 3 times, Link will give us a nice spin attack. As well as if we don't press it at all, once again, another spin attack. We also have a special attack with A. I won't show that off right now, at least until we get a special group of enemies, or a bunch of groups of enemies together. And you press ZR to use a special attack for Link. It's releasing a flurry of arrows, and we hit one enemy. Wow. Alright, so quick couple things, I guess, while we're getting started. I'm not going to read any of that text in the bottom of the screen. Obviously, that's just there for you to read. And, let's just get straight into the thing. I'm super excited for what this game is going to bring. It's kind of going to give us a lot of lore for Age of Calamity itself. Or it's going to give us more lore in terms of what happened exactly 100 years ago in The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Because obviously this is 100 years before that game takes place. And so what we need to do is, first of all, head over to that bright dot Uh, says to hold during a strong attack. Hold and release X and an extra combo. Oh, I see. So you double tap X, and Link will do this thing here, I guess. So that's pretty cool. Let's run over here to this pile of enemies and press A to get our special attack, which is a massive spin attack. And we leveled up, so we automatically get another special attack immediately. We can use healing items by pressing the left bumper and then B, just like that. And it was perfect time to use it because I actually just got hit just there. But let's go over and take out that moblin. And we could attack him normally. Actually, I won't use my special attack on him because that gauge right there is a weak point gauge, and it's obviously the game is asking us to attack when that appears. We can dodge with B or we can guard with ZL. You have flurry rushes just like any other Zelda, or just like Breath of the Wild. So if I can time this right, I should be able to dodge, yep, and get a flurry rush, and we can do a lot more damage to his weak point gauge. But once we deplete his gauge, we press X for a special attack specific to each enemy that will allow us to do a ton of damage all at once. And now the game is asking us to attack these outposts and capture them. Now this one is not the specific one that it's asking. I will go ahead and take this one out because we're right here. And real quick, while we're standing here, one more thing that we have, but right back here, if we break this box, you can see that in this game, yeah, there are Koroks. Now, I'm not going to be gathering every single Korok because there is literally not much of a point to it, just to be completely honest. Like, it's pretty useless if we're being completely honest. And a bunch of enemies keep spawning in here, and yeah, the powerful enemy right there should appear. We can lock onto him with the right bumper. Well, we got a flurry rush. Now, this guy will also have a weak point gauge, and it's usually going to be, sometimes it'll be a moblin or something like that, or sometimes it will also be just a regular enemy with that's slightly bigger than the other ones, and literally he attacks just like the other ones, but he's got a little bit more health, but it's nothing different. But it seems the princess's aide has appeared on the battlefield, and it seems like we're gonna probably escort her to safety unless the king gives different orders. Well, it seems that he did. Alright, so she should be alright in handling herself. We'll leave her to it, I guess. And then we'll just take on these camps real quick. Defeat all the enemies in the camp. The camps are pretty simple. All you do is take out all the enemies, and once you take out all the enemies, a strong enemy will appear, which is kind of like the boss of the area, in which you need to take out in order to grab the outpost or capture the outpost for your side. Alright, let's jump in and see if we can attack here, doing a lot of damage. He's already pretty weak already. And let's finish taking this guy out. Alright, he didn't charge me that time. I think we may take this guy out without even depleting his special gauge. Sometimes you can do that, sometimes it just happens to happen. And I always dodge way too early for these guys. And so that we defeated him and we captured the outpost. Nice and easy. Get out of here. He dropped some chests, which gives us some items, as you can see over there on the right. And so let's head this way towards our next outpost.
Why is this happening?
Alright, so a Sheikah Tower has appeared in front of us. Super strange. You know, we didn't see those 100 years ago or anything like that. A little strange as to why it's happening. It must have something to do with that little guardian that we see, and he's now following us around. And now we have the Sheikah Slate that we can use, and we can use remote bombs. And according to Impa, it's been activated, and I can press the right bumper and press Y to throw some remote bombs in the direction of my enemies and take them out nice and easy. Of course, this is the first mission also, so it's gonna be pretty easy to take out enemies. If you die, well, like I said, this level's super easy, so if you die, just leave that up to you. Alright, so we also have Cryonis that we can use, which is just a freezing ability, obviously. Might as well use that. It just launches up in the air, and we get some aerial attacks going on if we need to. And also will help stop enemies from charging directly at us in case they decide to do so. We can also blow up these giant skull building kind of things, and there's a chest inside. Open that up, give us some money, give us some armored carp apparently. You can see that on the top right above our objective kind of thing there. Alright, so let's continue on forward, and you can press the left stick, by the way, to zoom in your map on the bottom right, which I would recommend doing, especially on these maps. And I'm so sorry, I just had a massive voice crack just then. I mean, obviously I can't edit that out or anything. I mean, I guess I could record me saying this small section, but what's the point in that? That's useless, and I mean, why not just leave it in, you know? I think it'd be kind of funny. And also, yeah, these enemies, we can use things such as remote bombs, as you can see above his head, to stop an attack, or stun him in place for a long period of time in order to be able to attack him. So, for example, remote bombs, we chunk a remote bomb at him, it'll stun him in place, and also do a lot of damage to his gauge all at once. So if we smash X real quick, do a lot of damage, and there it goes. This outpost has been captured. Now, that's not one of our objectives. It was nice to grab anyway. Alright, and I wonder if we can just cut. Alright, so these guys are going to charge at us, but what if we cut through here real quick? They're all going to throw their weapons at us. And I thought, might as well cut through here. We don't have to go through nearly as many enemies, though. Then again, technically, the more enemies you take on, the better off you're going to be. So I'd recommend taking out just as many enemies as you possibly can, because it'll get you a lot more rubies and things like that. And we just took out this whole squad of enemies all at once. That's pretty wild, actually. And we can actually use Cryonis like this. He's going to charge ahead. He's going to hit this wall, and we're going to do a lot of damage. And we're stunning him for quite a while. You can see him stunned there. We can take out his entire gauge in one go. It takes that long. He's stunned for quite a while. And alright, so that guy's gone. He's going to give us some more chests with some more items. And don't ever have to worry about getting rubies in this game, because, Link will, or any character that you're controlling, will always automatically pick up rubies. They'll just float to them. And so we can now play as Impa. If you saw on the bottom left, a fearsome foe, according to her, has appeared. So I'm gonna take these guys out real quick with Link, and then we'll swap on over to Impa, take out that fearsome monster, as she says. And I mentioned earlier, ZR is used to use their character special attack. And so if we press ZR, we'll generate a symbol on an enemy. We can press X. But it's got to be on the enemy that you put the sign on. You get a sign, and what that does, or a symbol I should say, it creates a clone of Impa. And you can do this up to 3 times, and it will always create more clones. So now we have a couple more clones. But then if we do it one more time, we're going to do it one last time, and get a full gauge and have a ton of clones. And so we can power up our special attack quicker by using our clones. And depending on how many clones we have as Impa, we get a different special attack when we press A. So if we have none, it's a little different every single time. And so this enemy dropped an item on the ground. We picked that up, and we have a fire rod now that we can use if we so choose, which is pretty cool. So if we press L, On the same screen that we can use to regenerate our health, we can press Y, call down a fire rod right there, burn all those enemies up, nice and easy. And so yeah, now we can definitely play as Impa, and Impa is probably one of my favorite characters to play as, in my personal opinion, just because she honestly is that strong. It's crazy. And you can hear that beeping anytime a symbol, so you can't keep symbols forever, I should probably mention. You can't keep them forever, they will run out after a short period of time, so I recommend if you start hearing like that beeping in the background, what I would do is I would immediately lock onto an enemy, put a symbol on them, take them out, and then regain your symbol, and it will reset your timer as well, which is pretty nice. Now, Impa doesn't do a lot of damage, even when she has all of her, unless she has all of her clones out. In that case, she does a whole lot of damage all at once, and she can cover a wide variety of areas. And you can even see the game will even lag a little bit. And this is on the Nintendo Switch, obviously, because there is obviously no other system this game has ever come out on. But like even the Nintendo Switch will lag a little bit because there's just so many clones on screen though, and there's like so much going on that the game can and will lag a little bit. Of course, that's no doing of my own. That's really just the game itself. We don't really have an enemy to use this special attack on, which kind of stinks because now we're back to just Impa. But like I said, Impa can be pretty strong if you use her the right way. By example, using her special ability, basically just a ton. Can I use Cryonis real quick? There we go. We'll go ahead and use her special attack with 2. You see, there she actually dropped. She didn't even use any of her symbols there, and actually ended up gaining one more. Alright, so there's only one thing left for us to do. We'll just go ahead and run down here, and Link should probably be somewhere around here as well. Actually, we can press plus to look on the map, and you can see where your party is. So Link, for example, is right here on the map. And I'm going to go ahead and send him over this way to take on those 3 moblins down there. Because obviously that Hylian captain is talking about some moblins who have appeared. And these symbols are probably going to run out before we're able to do anything. But we should be good to go anyway. So we can also use Cryonis for enemies in water, and it will actually freeze them in place. And let's go ahead and use our special attack while we have our symbols, because it's really nice, and it does a lot of damage to a lot of enemies in the surrounding area. 900 KOs, pretty wild. Alright, so we've already given Link orders though, so it's asking us to give orders, but we've already done that obviously. And we can actually freeze this guy and go ahead and get a weak point smash in. And there we go. This outpost has been captured, and now let's go ahead and continue on forward over this way, off in this direction in order to take on these last 3 moblins, and then we can end off this level. But first, there's another Korok seed here. Now, if I ever come across some out like in the open, or if I just happen to run across one, I'll make sure to grab it. Don't worry about that. But I do... I like to use this to grab a symbol. It didn't work out quite the way I wanted it to. Alright, cool. Apparently this isn't going to work too well. Alright, let's try that. Let's see if we can blow this up. Yeah, we took a little damage in the process, and wow, we went flying actually. There's a chest here that'll give us some items and stuff. Go ahead and use this. Grab that final symbol. Take out these guys. And let's go ahead and run over here and take on these moblins, which Link appears to be fighting all on his own, all at once. Alright, well this guy already hit that, which is pretty nice. Let's go ahead and use this since we have 2 of them close by, because this will do damage to both of them, which should help quite a lot. And it might actually even take them both out, or put them very close to death anyway. Do this. Take you out. Can I follow up with that? Thanks. Alright, we're going to be careful definitely not to die here. Impa doesn't have nearly as much health as... Or actually, I believe she has slightly more health than Link does. In terms of like when she levels up. She'll get hearts quicker than Link will. Go ahead and use a weak point smash, take him out. And we'll take this guy out as well. And we got all of our symbols as well. Alright, use the Cryonis power on him and take him out. And that should leave, yeah, one more moblin left. And he's actually going to chunk a Bokoblin directly at us, which is kind of cool. Oh, we got a Flurry Rush, which is pretty nice. And also, if you have all of your symbols, what you'll do is you'll basically just, if you press ZR, you'll send them in a rush forward towards the enemy, which is a pretty cool attack in order to help do that. But we go ahead and have our special attack real quick right before those symbols run out, because that would be pretty bad. And wow, that did a lot of damage. I think we'll be able to finish this mission out with the rest of the symbols. But yeah, Impa can definitely do a lot of damage. She's probably the character that probably does the second most damage in this game, at least from all the characters that I've played with and just kind of sat around and messed with around a lot. Link obviously does the most here for obvious reasons. And it seems King Rome is talking very highly of Link. With that, the Battle of Hyrule Field is done. And we had a clear time of 14 minutes and 37 seconds. A little over 1,000 KOs or knockouts. And we get 675 rubies for it. And both of our characters level up to level 4 and 3 respectively. Link gets some new weapons. And so does Impa. And we get some items. Of course, all these are new because we didn't have any to begin with. Depending on how many enemies you defeat, you'll get an amount of trophies, which is why I said it's good to take out as many enemies as possible. And sometimes, especially like once you get later on in the game, if you need more trophies without having to fight too hard of missions, you can always come back to missions that you've already beaten, which will then obviously be much easier, and you can take them on once again.
An inexplicable guardian. And a mysterious tower. I hate to say it, but we have little hope of figuring this out on our own. Hey, what are you? No, stop right there!
Each of you has served your kingdom admirably. Huh.
You made it! I'm glad you're safe, Impa.
Yes, Your Highness. And I've received the Sheikah slate from Pura. Oh!
What is that?
Your Highness.
Oh.
The Sheikah slate conveyed the little guardian's purpose. This anomalous visitor had traveled from a future of ruin, a time in the midst of the Calamity, to save Princess Zelda. Impa proposed recruiting Pura and Robbie, renowned researchers of ancient technology, to study the Guardian and investigate the mysterious tower that had appeared on Hyrule Field. King Rome of Hyrule gave his assent.
In order for Link, the Hylian Knight, you must guard this mysterious tower that has appeared. I'm told it may be important. As for this time-hopping guardian, is truly deserving of our trust. You must discern this beyond any doubt, with the aid of our researchers. May the goddess Hylia watch over you, always. Rome Bosphoramus Hyrule. Alright, so it seems we get an official appointment to watch over this tower from the king. And we have to our party Link, the Silent Knight, a skilled swordsman serving the royal family of Hyrule. Born to a line of Imperial guards, he is renowned for his fighting skill and courage. As well as Impa, the royal advisor and loyal friend. The advisor to Hyrule's royal family and a revered member of the Sheikah tribe. She is dedicated to her work and is known for being steadfast and diligent, but she can be distractible at times. Alright, so the map of Hyrule. Use the Sheikah Slate to choose a destination and tackle problems across Hyrule and level up your characters. So any mission that looks just like that, in which has two swords crossing over the middle, that is a main story mission. So this is obviously the one we just completed. And we have some things like, for example, this symbol symbolizes Link, obviously with his hair and whatnot. But like, for example, we'll get a one-handed combo bonus if we select this. It will turn blue. You hear Link in the background grunt, because obviously Link doesn't speak very much. And you can see that they added a regular attack combo, so we can now press Y up to 5 times to let loose a attack. And that little bar there will fill up. And so contributions to Hyrule, completing quests in a region to contribute there, working together with the denizens across the kingdom to grow stronger and fight against the Calamity. And so, for example, our little robot buddy there seems to be pointing at this little pot here, because he obviously wants us to check it out. So, for doing this, we'll get to learn how to cook, and we'll learn the recipe for steamed meat all at once. And so we learned how to cook, and we now have a recipe for steamed meat, which will give us a 5% damage boost when eaten. And I'll show a little bit what that means in just a little bit. Obviously, we could cook again, but we don't have the materials. You can see that. That we don't have 5 of either of those specific materials, and you'll be able to tell if you can do something or not because it'll glow and kind of flash like that. Obviously Link's doesn't flash like that, and neither does this little pot here. But Impa will run across a merchant and whatnot, but you'll get a bonus heart for this, and that's the symbol for Impa, which means you're doing something for Impa. And you can hear in the background say, you know, I'm stronger than before, so you know which character you're helping out, I guess. Another mission should open up for Impa back towards Kakariko Village. Obviously, can't complete it quite yet. If we'd beaten a couple more Lizalfos, maybe, but not quite there yet. But anyway, we could embark on the Road to the Ancient Tech Lab mission inside the Breach of Demise. And I'm going to press A on this. We're not going to start it yet, but I want to show you that equipping weapons. You can change the equipment of your characters are using from the party menu, and we can also edit our party by pressing plus on the map of Hyrule. So if we press plus real quick, this is our default party here, which we can change their weapons by coming down to here. We can look at their stats here, Sheikah runes, different things like that. We can change out Link's weapons. For example, we could use this soldier's broadsword, which does a little bit more damage than the others, and it has an attack range +4 combo boost. And as well as we can change Link's outfit. We can add a soldier's helm if we wanted to. I'm not really interested in that. I'd rather actually be able to see Link's face completely. And then we can go over to Impa as well. She has different weapons that she can use as well. This gives a perfect dodge timing window +5%, so you're a little bit more lenient with your perfect dodge chance and your flurry rushes. And this one has a monster part drop rate of +5%, so depending on what you're looking for, you could choose between the different weapons. But I'm going to choose this one because I am terrible at dodging. And we can change to Impa. Doesn't have any outfits to change. She will literally always wear that same outfit basically forever. But I'm not really feeling going ahead and starting on that mission just yet. So instead, I think we'll hold it off until the next episode. So if you guys did like this part, a like or rating would be greatly appreciated. It helps the channel a lot. And if you want to see more content like this, please do consider subscribing. But once again, guys, my name is Connor. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.